Hello, and welcome to the Naked Gaming Podcast. With me. Well, you didn't even let me finish.
You sounded so enthusiastic with your hello. I liked it. Hello.
Should I introduce myself? Hello.
Well, that's how we feel
Welcome
sometimes.
to the Naked Gaming Podcast. Another podcast.
The new parents.
Yes, always tired. No, I thought I'd be a bit more energetic.
So this is Chris Barrow alongside, and we've got Theo, our co-host, who's kind of... What's he doing at the moment? Just kind of looking sweet. She's no good for us in the audio format, but never mind. So it's been another busy month of gaming. We've got the old PlayStation VR 2 after waiting for absolutely ages.
Yeah, but I'm waiting absolutely ages.
You want to play it?
Well, yeah, but you haven't unboxed it yet. It's just sitting in the living room like it has been for the past week.
Because I haven't had time to do it. The setup for these things takes an absolute age. And Theo is not helping us unbox this PSVR 2.
But how long is it going to sit there for?
We'll do a special episode on it next time. How about that?
Okay.
I have managed to play 3 minutes of gaming, though, that isn't reviewing games, and I had a little go at the old Beat Saber rock tracks.
Yeah?
We mentioned they've released this kind of rock mixtape with all sorts of awesome stuff like Leonard Skinner, Freebird, Kiss, I Was Made for Loving You, White Stripes is in there, Nirvana,
Literally.
etc.
Apart from Nirvana, none of those appeal to me at all.
Foo Fighters?
Nah.
Guns N' Roses?
God, no.
Sweet Child of Mine. I had to go at Sweet Child of Mine on Expert Plus because I was like, I can play this on guitar. How hard can it be? The answer is really difficult.
Oh, really?
I just can't. There's no way. I can do it on normal.
Right.
And that's it. So I don't have the skills.
But that does not appeal to me whatsoever because it's
They're
just...
good tracks, though. You like the Billie Eilish ones. I know you like the Lady Gaga ones, don't
yeah,
you?
or anything kind of dance.
Dancing.
Yeah, Theo agrees.
He certainly does. There's also the new Zelda. They've released 10 minutes of gameplay for that, which is super exciting. Tears of the Kingdom. So it might be worth checking that out online if you haven't seen the awesome fusing power that you've got where you can put like a massive rock onto your stick and it turns into a big club.
I mean, who doesn't want to do that?
That's the new way in Zelda. Let's start with the news, though, and here's Lee with all the latest.
This year's Electronic Entertainment Expo, the annual video game showcase known as E3, has been cancelled. Now, it's due to return as an in-person event in Los Angeles for the first time in 4 years in June, but it won't run in person or online. Now, analysts say it struggled to remain relevant and adapt to changes in the industry in recent years. A Football Manager fan from Spain travelled to a non-league football club for his stag party after playing as the team on the computer game. He played as the manager of Alfreton Town FC. You see, he loves the team so much his friends brought him over for his stag party. The club even made him mascot for the team's 2-2 draw against Darlington. And scientists have analysed the brains of mice playing virtual reality games to learn more about how long-term memories are stored. The researchers got the animals to view mazes in VR, can you imagine that, and rewarded them for certain actions. They concluded that the mice only remembered decisions that resulted in big rewards.
So there's two questions about that story. One, how small are the virtual reality headsets?
I love
for the
it. I
mice?
want to see this.
And also, VR headsets are like 500 quid. So per mouse. That's loads.
I mean, I just want to see pictures of this.
I'm just impressed that mice have had time to play the VR and I haven't.
Stop kidding around. Snake?
Now, Chris, you've been checking in with the gaming BAFTAs, haven't you?
Yeah, there's really a lot to discuss. God of War Ragnarok dominated this year at the BAFTAs. It won 6 out of its 14 nominations. Very well deserved.
We will make our own destiny.
But it didn't win the big prize. A very small independent game called Vampire Survivors won 2 BAFTAs, including the biggest one of them all, Best Game. Elden Ring, the one that we reviewed not so long ago, won 2 golden masks, and our favourite cat simulator, Stray, didn't win anything. So sad, even though it was nominated for 8 awards. Just one other one to mention, Rollerdrome, which Alex Rhodes reviewed, won Best British Game.
Rollerdrome. Remind me.
Rollerdrome is like you're on roller skates but with guns.
Oh, yeah.
So Alex played it and he loved it so much. I still haven't had a go at that one though.
We get Alex to play all sorts, don't we, really? Bless him. He loves it, though.
He does. He's busy planning his wedding, so he's not,
Is he?
He's not here this month.
That's more important than the gaming podcast.
We've got a new co-host now, so maybe he took offence.
Well, maybe.
I want to get into this, by the way. So Vampire Survivors, which won the best game of the BAFTAs. I thought I've got to play this because I hadn't even heard of it, to be honest with you. It's from this tiny team called Poncle, something like that. It's an Italian developer, and there's just one guy who made the game essentially called Luca Galante. The funniest thing though is that when they picked up their BAFTA award, Luca wasn't there.
What?
So some of his mates and some of the Q&A people gave this speech. Have a listen.
And the BAFTA for Best Game goes to Vampire Survivors.
What? Vampire Survivors does it!
We did not expect this.
So you'll see we're not Luca, but we are the entire development team of Vampire Survivors. So firstly, we'd like to thank the rest of the team, everyone here, for the hard work on the game. So QA, engineers, marketing, programmers, everyone. And also people that couldn't make it, so people that wrote our soundtrack, like Daniele. Everyone's had a huge impact on Vampire Survivors, and the team works so hard on the game that clearly everyone loves to play, even Phil Spencer. Secondly, love to thank the community, our fans, and the players all around the world on every format that they play on. Everything from the itch.io release all the way up to mobile release, your kind comments, mentions, feedback, and everything else have been invaluable to us. And we appreciate all of it. One extra thing, I'd like to give a massive thank you, and the rest of the team would as well, to Luca for bringing us on this wild ride with him. It's insane. And thank you again to BAFTA as well for this prestigious award. It's an honor to receive it tonight and be a part of this ceremony. And congratulations to all of the development teams here today who were nominated for awards as well. Thank you.
So, right now, I think it's amazing that an independent company has managed to win the best game at the BAFTAs. That's incredible, right?
That's huge.
But if you've played the game, it's like an old school 8-bit graphic kind of thing. You've got a character there who stands in the middle of the screen. You know, like Mario, jumping sideways, scrolling Mario.
Yeah.
A little bit like that. He stands in the middle of the screen and automatically attacks. So in my case, he had a whip. And he kept whipping, and these zombies run at you, and you kill them, and then you get better attacks, and you upgrade, etc. That's it. It's so simple.
Oh.
Eventually you will die after half an hour. At 30 minutes, this massive death character comes and you cannot survive it.
Right.
As far as I know.
Okay.
It's free to play, so I get that.
I hope so.
It's waves and waves of zombies and bats and things. And it's fun. I played it for about an hour and I really enjoyed it. But I thought, you can't... Best game at the BAFTAs compared to God of War, which is the best graphics you've ever seen, the best voice acting, the best story.
Why do you think it won then?
I think that they like to do this at award ceremonies. They like to go, oh, look how, cool we are. And it's bigger news, isn't it? If a weird little...
But that's a shame, really, when you've got such competition. I think it's just a shame.
I just think God of War deserved to win it. But I suppose we're talking about it now, aren't we? The only thing I wanted to point out as well, that there aren't any vampires in Vampire Survivor. Your characters are not vampires at all. And the bad guys aren't vampires. There are no vampires.
So why is it called what?
Who knows? But they've got some new DLC coming out to coincide with their winning this massive award. I think it's only £2 for the DLC, but it's free on phone, PC, Xbox, etc. If you want to give it a go, just let us know what you think. I'd be intrigued. Resident Evil 4.
Yay!
It's been remade. Can you believe it was 2005 that they did the original one?
Makes me feel old.
So how old would you have been playing Resident Evil 4 with your dad?
Oh, old.
6 years old. Oh no, you would have been 15, wouldn't you?
14.
Well, after all this time...
Because it seems so long ago.
18 years later...
Wow.
You could have
what have they been doing?
I know. 18 years later, they finally remade it.
I could have had a baby in that time. Oh, wait.
Wait.
Hang on a minute.
I've taken delivery of preparing some entertainment for you.
The entertainment.
Without further ado, the gallant knight protects the princess fair.
I'll make it cheap for you. Move! Is it always like this with you? How about you open fire instead of your mouth? Long time no see.
Resi 4, the remake, is exactly the same gameplay that you come to know and love. So it's very claustrophobic. You're walking along. You've got a sprint, which I can't remember if there was a sprint in the original.
Yeah, you could. Because I just sprinted everywhere.
And the graphics are obviously insane, although the voice acting was not as good as I thought it could have been, and the lips don't match up. You know when they talk, I just thought, come on, you're going to redo the game.
Yeah.
But it's really, really awesome. It's that same thing, though. If you play it on normal, the zombies take 5 headshots. And I think, as we all know, zombies should die with 1 shot in the head.
Should they, though?
That's my general rule for zombie games. Everybody knows that. So what I would suggest, genuinely, is playing it on easy mode, because then the headshots start to count more.
Okay.
And it actually is much more fun to play. But seriously scary. Like I don't know how you played this as a kid.
No, hang on a minute,
I
right?
was terrified.
On a scale of 1 to 10, right? In the Chris Barrow kind of horror factor, like a normal person who would find something scary would be about an 8 or a 9. Yours is like 1 or 2.
What do you mean?
Like, you find anything scary.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. No, my threshold for scariness is like, and this was scary for me, but it still holds up. And interestingly, for years and years, I played the original and I struggled to get past. You know the bit early on where there's a guy with a big chainsaw?
Oh yeah, that's very early.
It's quite early on, and I've always struggled to get past that because I thought, how do you get him, and what do you do?
With great skill, my friend.
Well, I discovered the answer after about 20 years, which is just run around until the timer runs out.
Yeah, that's why I sprinted everywhere.
Keep running.
Yeah.
And you will get through
That's
that
what I do
bit.
in all zombie games.
So this is, by remastering it, I finally, maybe it's just because I'm older, I finally worked out what I was supposed to do.
Wow.
But honestly, it's super cool.
So what would you give it out of 10?
It's like an 8 or a 9. If you're a fan of the original, it's a 9 out of 10. It's so good.
I bet the graphics are amazing.
Oh, you just love it.
I'll play that tonight. So what can we get it on?
So it's 55 quid. It's on PlayStation, Xbox and Steam. And also, interestingly, they've got a VR mode that's coming as an update for the game if you buy it now, that's going to be available for next month. So we're going to do that when we do our kind of VR special with the new PSVR 2. But that's exciting. That's coming to Oculus and also PlayStation. Oh, and they've got this new mini game called The Mercenaries, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
It's just coming out now. Basically, if you complete the main game, then you get this new mode where you can kill enemies, and you've got to last as long as you can before the chopper comes to get you. So that's worth checking out. A nice little extra mode.
Get the chopper.
Busy night, but there's always room for another.
Oh my goodness me, Catan.
Catan makes a comeback.
So tell us the story of when we first discovered what Catan was.
So we were on our honeymoon.
Yeah.
Not
really that focused on video games.
No. We'd gone to was it the Maldives?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were kind of in the bar on the lash as usual. Theo, you're supposed to be listening to this story, mate.
This is a family story.
This is a good story. He's just asleep.
Yeah.
Never mind. So we were having a cocktail or two, and then we looked to our right, and what do we see? Oh, just another couple on their honeymoon playing Catan.
Yeah, like
literally,
really
they like shoved 2 tables together.
Yeah.
Got the whole set out. This is the board game. Got the whole set out. And yeah, we just like cracking on playing Catan.
We looked over and we thought, we've got to give that a go. So we bought 2-player Catan and gave it. We couldn't really work out the rules.
We went to Cornwall, didn't we? And took it with us and played it
for about 2 hours, and we didn't finish the game.
Forever, man.
Well, they've just released Catan, the console edition.
Whoa!
And thankfully, it has guides on how to play the game.
Wow.
Welcome. I, Captain Beard, and some other people are here to talk to you about how Catan Console Edition came to be. Sit back, stroke a sheep, and take it away, Nat.
What we've done with Catan Console Edition is we've really tried hard to bring the board to life, and you'll see this throughout as you're playing.
I can tell you now that I do know how to play Catan.
Okay.
And what we were playing was not really Catan. The 2-player one was not really what people know and love. There's a different version of Catan, the main one, where it's like hexagonal bits of land that are all joined together in a big kind of island. And you build your little settlements there, and you try and build the longest road, and you spend all your resources like sheep and grain and rock and wood and all that stuff. And it's really fun. And the best thing, I suppose, about it compared to Monopoly is it doesn't matter how well you roll the dice.
Right.
So, like, let's say you rolled a 7. Mm-hmm. If your little Catan settlement isn't just near that square of land that has the number 7 on, you just get resources. So if anyone rolls a 7, you get it either way. So the dice rolling doesn't really matter.
Okay.
It's just like generating resources, which is fine, but it's like you say, so slow. It's like 2 hours to play a game, and it's just
even on the console.
Even on the console edition, and the other players, like, normally you trade with people. You're like, oh, I've got some spare grain. Can I have your wood? On the console, they wanted to trade with me every 10 seconds. I was like, stop trading with me and roll the
Go
dice.
away. Leave me alone.
I don't know who this is for, because if you like Catan, surely the whole point is you get the board game out, no? And you sit around and you have some drinks and
It's
stuff.
like Monopoly.
Are you going to play Monopoly on the PlayStation?
No, but you can.
But you can.
But it's not the same, is it?
So this one's 16 quid. It's on PlayStation and Xbox. You can play 4-player. You can play online, I suppose, which is the only kind of cool thing. So you can play randomers over the internet if you so choose. But yeah, also slightly weirdly, at the end of each game, a massive credit sequence rolls.
Oh, wow.
Like as if it's a film.
Wow.
And it goes, Catan was created by Klaus Teuber. And that's it.
Quite dramatic.
After every game.
Do you think in years to come people will play Catan at Christmas rather than Monopoly?
Well, I ain't playing Monopoly ever again.
Monopoly causes so many, family arguments.
It certainly does. I mean, I'd rather play Catan than Monopoly, but then I have a banned... Monopoly's banned in my book. So. Also, just a quick word to mention that the creator of Catan, we just found out in the news, Klaus Teuber, actually died at the age of 70 the other day. So there's lots of tributes going around to him for creating such a kind of awesome game. People are just saying thanks for changing board game history. So for everyone who's a big fan of the game, I guess... then, it's a little bit of a sad time, but maybe a good excuse to get out Catan just once more. April Fool's Day was not so long ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of gaming April Fools. There was a Mario one where they all pretended like the voices from the film were coming into a remastered original Mario game, which was...
I hate April Fool's Day.
I hate April Fool's as well.
Because I'm so naive. I believe everything that you see on Twitter.
I just think just log out for the day. But that's one of the reasons we delayed publishing this episode, was because there was actually a really good April Fool where the people behind Sega, the Sonic the Hedgehog people,
Sega,
they were like, oh yeah, we're releasing a game called The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's like an Agatha Christie detective thing. Everyone, yeah. And then they found that actually if you went on Steam, you could download and play a free game, The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. And it's actually way better than it needed to be for an April Fool prank. It's about 2.5 hours long. It's like a point-and-click visual novel type thing.
So it's someone at Sega who had too much time on their hands and they were just like, I just want to make this. I bet it was Tails as well.
Well, Tails is a starring character.
Yeah, I bet he was. Yeah,
Tails.
Yeah.
The dialogue's a little bit annoying, but I must say, for a free game as part of an April Fool's, well done, Sega. Yeah. That's what we need in our lives. So check that out. The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, absolutely free to play, and just a bit of an actually good April Fool's for once. And that's it.
That's it?
Not loads of games this month, to be honest with you, but that's kind of why, for the gap in game releases, we've got the PSVR 2. Because
it's quite a quiet time, really, though, isn't it? In the gaming
Christmas
world.
And New Year and...
You kind of get either the games for Christmas or the summer releases. I feel like this is just a time quiet time. Not for us.
Nap time.
Not for us. In fact, you can get busy unwrapping the PSVR.
And I need to get on with it, don't I? Do you know what games we've got, though, for you to play? I know you're excited about these. Horizon. The VR version of Horizon, which I can't remember what it's called. It's got the word mountain.
It looks
in,
amazing.
It does. Have you seen Ozzy Osbourne advertising it? He's like,
legend.
Sharon, I really like this
Sharon.
It's like Ozzy Osbourne's not playing VR Horizon.
He is. He is. You want to bet.
There's also Gran Turismo 7, which might be fun to play.
That'd be good.
A racing game in VR.
Yeah.
Although I don't know how that's going to work, because surely you have to sit down. You're going to race standing up, are you?
I can see it causing some serious motion sickness.
Do you know what? That's what I'm most intrigued by, because I think I will be motion sick with it.
Do you think?
I think you'll be okay.
Do you get motion sickness?
Very, like, those roller coaster simulators in the VR that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of with them.
Okay.
We'll see. And there's also Resident Evil VR, as we mentioned. So that's the plan ready for next month, a VR special.
Wow. I'll see. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it.
If everyone's like, why isn't the next episode out yet? It's because I still haven't unwrapped the box. I'm excited. I genuinely am excited. I just want to, I don't know. We've upgraded our internet, so now it might download the games in a quicker time than like 7 hours. You know, like when you download a game that's 80 gigabytes?
Yeah.
And it takes forever.
Forever.
Not anymore with our internet.
You could do it in between bottle feeds.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I wonder if they did a VR parenting simulator. I really don't want to play it.